On the leg press, I like to have my feet really high up, actually. I feel like that hits the back of my legs a little bit more, hits the upper hamstring, lower glute area. So I'll put my feet up high on the platform.
You know, he made a point here. He says he likes to put his feet high on that pad, right? Well, of course, the lower he puts his feet on that board, the more that he's going to engage his quads. Because this line right here, that's the trajectory of the machine, that's the direction of resistance, right? And the rule is that the more that the operating lever crosses the direction of resistance, the more that the target muscle, we assume that his target muscle here is mostly quads. If he were to bring this leg down a little bit, he would be making this more of an active lever and engaging more of his quads. By raising his legs up, he's making this more of a neutral lever, letting this be the only active lever, and that's being operated by his glutes.
I like to mix it up because I gotta hit the quads too, but a lot of times I'll take the feet up, have the toes hanging off the top a little bit.
Now, you know, my opinion of the leg press is fairly unconventional. And that is that it's very similar to a squat, isn't it, right? Because you're doing a compound movement. You're not doing a leg extension only. You're not doing a leg curl only. You're not doing a glute extension only. You're doing a little bit of all of that. So then you could, the legitimate question to ask here is, how does this compare with a squat? My feeling is the squat is just a better exercise. The only time that I would recommend a leg press over a squat is if you've got back problems, because here you've got a brace against your back and you're leaning back against the brace, so you're not leaning forward, so you've got basically very little, if any, lower back involvement in this. The other problem I have with this is you'll notice that he's in a piked position here, right? Where the piked position is nowhere near where the glute muscle contracts. The glute muscle contracts way down there. He'd have to bring his femur all the way, not only straight with his torso, but slightly behind his torso in order to get a full glute contraction. So he's getting the first half of the glute movement, but not the second half of the glute movement. So I tend to like choosing exercises that are better than others. Other people don't like that. Other people like variety. But I believe firmly that there is such a thing as having one exercise just be better mechanically than another. And I just believe that the squat is a better mechanical exercise than the leg press. And the leg press is sort of, let's just call it a compromise. It's for people who don't like squats, can't do squats, have lower back problems, things like that. But if you're going to do both, there's a certain amount of redundancy. So I just say, why don't you just do twice as many squats? That's what I would do. It's just a better exercise, in my opinion.
And really pushing with that heel and driving that weight up on the leg press, that brings my glute in a lot more, and I can get a lot more squeeze by just having my feet up a little bit higher.
It's a very short range of motion, as you can see, much shorter than a squat.
Depending on your foot position, you know, like I said, the lower you have your foot on here, the more it's going to hit the quad. But you know, when it's competition time.
But he's right about that. He's hit the nail on the head. The lower you put your feet on that board, the more it's going to hit the quad.
You know, when it's competition time, I'm really focusing on bringing my glutes in, because that's, you know, kind of what I said I was known for. And I like to bring that foot positioning up and really focus squeezing it all the time.
See, the irony of something like this is that he'll get on stage and he'll look great, right? He works hard. He does some good exercises. He did some beautiful squats there a second ago. He'll get on stage and someone will say, so what's your leg workout? He'll say, I do squats, I do leg press, I do this, I do that. And because it's all thrown into the pot and stirred up, you don't know how much of it produced what result. You just know he looks good. That's why I recommend that people do one exercise at a time for a period of time, let's say for a month or two, and then leave that one and do this one only for a month or two, like the leg press, and then maybe leave that one and just do hack squats for a month or two, and then try to get a sense of which one you think produced a better result. Because I firmly believe that some exercises are better than others, and you should do the better ones instead of the compromise exercises like this.